This is my letterpress. I've been building it from scratch over the past few months. Since the last episode, I've given it a tune-up. Take a look at how smoothly it moves now. This episode, I'm going to be making the bed and chase. These pieces will fit in between the bed's side plates and provide a surface for the platen, this tilting piece, to mate with. Let's start with the bed. Before I can work on the bed itself, I need to give myself some sort of way to attach the bed to the existing letterpress assembly. I'm going to do this by modifying the bed side plates, and to access them, I need to take the whole press apart. Okay, here are the bed side plates. I'm going to cut some parallel slots in each for some bolts. These will allow me to bolt the bed in between them. I need to make sure that the side plates are as straight as possible. I don't want the slots to be crooked. I'll cut the slots with a 3/8 inch end mill. In addition, I'll counterbore a small recess for the bolt head. This is sort of what I was going for. I'll make a matching feature below it. While I've got the side plates out of the mechanism, I'm going to add a few more features. First, I'm going to drill and tap some holes. Some threaded rod will go into these holes to add stiffness to the assembly. I'm also going to finish up cutting this curved feature. For context, this is at the topmost side of the part and is where the bearings will roll to transition the ink roller from the bed to the ink disc. Back in episode 2, when I was originally making this mechanism, I didn't cut this because I wasn't sure yet what the shape needed to be. But now, I'm a lot more sure. Lastly, there were a few surfaces I left unmachined. At the time, I didn't have a rotary table, but now that I've got one, this should be pretty straightforward to fix up. That's all for the bedside plates. But before I put the press back together, I need to make one more part. In the next episode, I'm going to be working on the ink disc. While I've got the press apart, I need to add some small bracket pieces that I'll use to hold the ink disc in place. Why now? Well, I don't want to have to take this piece apart again next time, and they'll also help to provide some rigidity in the short term. These start life as 2 small chunks of steel. They're pretty simple parts. I just need to bore 3 holes in each. The final hole is at 90 degrees to the first pair of holes. With all the parts made, let's reassemble the bed. Now that the parts are back on the press, it's time to start thinking about the bed. The bed, just like the platen, will will be made from a 1/2 inch thick steel plate. I'll cut up the plate into a few pieces. The main piece will become the bed, and a strip along the bottom I'll use to make a bracket to attach the chase. This small bottom section, as I mentioned before, will hold the chase. I'll cut a 45-degree angle along the top to form a French cleat-esque geometry. The chase will have a mating bevel of its own. I'll start by squaring off all the cut edges. Now for the bevel. I ended up using some V-blocks for my reference surface. To lock the material down, I used some 5/8 inch shaft and some bar clamps. The clamps are applying a force at a 45-degree angle. Finally, let's clean up the edges of the bed piece. Along the sides, I'll add some tapped holes to interface with the slots I made earlier. Off camera, I've added some mounting holes into the bracket piece. Let's bolt it to the bed. Installing the bed on the press involves sticking bolts through those slots we cut previously. And after a little bit of adjustment, that's the bed complete. I feel like with the bed installed, this contraption looks significantly more like a letterpress. Now that the bed is in a good place, let's focus on the chase. The chase is a metal frame. It fits into the press and provides a place for the type or printing plate base to register into. After registering the chase back into the press, it ensures the printing plate base of the type doesn't move around. I'm going to start by making the outside frame part of the chase, and that starts by cutting some steel bar to length. Here's all the constituent pieces. Each piece currently is a little too tall. In the letterpress world, all type is a very specific height, 0.918 inches, what they call type high. I need to make sure the height of my chase is smaller than that dimension, otherwise it'll get in the way of the ink roller mechanism. Now, I'll drill and tap the holes required to attach all the pieces together. Now I can assemble the chase. There's one more piece I need on the bottom, a mating French cleat to fit into the cleat on the bed. I'm going to make this shape out of this steel bar. Again, I'll use the V-blocks as reference surfaces. And that's the finished chase. We're at a point I've been looking forward to for months, making my first impression on the press. Just for this occasion, I've ordered some old lead type online. Let's get it locked up in the chase and see how this goes. I don't yet have an inking mechanism on this press, so I'm going to cheat and use an ink pad. Also, I haven't yet adjusted the platen to be in line with the bed. I'm going to work around that by stacking cardstock high enough to bridge the gap. And hey, it sort of worked. Given that the press isn't even done yet, I'll take it. Before the next video, I'm going to spend some time adjusting the platen. I suspect that if I do that and I can get rid of the cardstock packing, my impression quality will increase significantly. Anyway, that's all I've got. What do you think of the bed and chase? And do you have any ideas I can use to improve my impression quality? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.